Thank you for logging on to this broadcast on wellscountyvoice.com. Since the onset of COVID-19, we have all had to experience social distancing. And this is true with high school sporting events. Our school administrators are doing their best to keep our kids, teachers, administration, and their families healthy. We are honored to be a part of the solution to contain and overcome this, as well as promote our student athletes. We wouldn't be able to bring this broadcast to you if it wasn't for our sponsors you hear throughout the broadcast. Please shop their businesses, use their services, and tell them thank you.
Hi, I'm Nathan from Shelton Financial Group. Our goal is to build long-lasting, deep personal connections with people like you. We want to help people who have worked hard, planned smart, so that they can live well in retirement. We believe money's a tool, not a solution. And that's why we take a different approach to helping people like you find financial freedom. Come visit us at our new location on the north side of Ossian in the old bank building. Feel free to contact me at 260-436-7006. Nathan Shelton, Investment Advisor Representative of USA Financial Securities. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
On the campus of LaPorte High School at historic Schreiber Field, welcome to the 3A North Semi-State here on wellscountyvoice.com. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and welcome aboard alongside a good friend and partner, Alex Howard, Derek Decker here this afternoon. We made the long trip up to LaPorte. We're looking forward to some fantastic baseball, and we know we're going to get quality action. The first game here today was a 1A contest that Washington Township won 3-0. The winner of this game will take on unranked 3A Southridge down in the state's finals next week. So if Norwell wins, it could be an unranked state finals matchup, a couple of teams that had high hopes coming in, but perhaps exceeding expectations, and nothing rings more true for this Norwell team that came in kind of limping into the sectionals.
Yeah, the saying, Derek, it's throw the records out the window when it comes to postseason in Indiana, and that's one of the glorious things about the format where everybody makes it, and you got to work your way to it, and these two teams have worked their way to it now, and Southridge obviously is going to Indy next weekend.
Well, we are set to go here this afternoon from Schreiber Field. We're so glad you could join us, and thank you so much to our sponsors. We'll be talking more about some of our friends that have helped us out here this afternoon on our broadcasting fees. Brett Wathen toes the rubber for Norwell. The first pitch misses inside for ball one. We're underway at a couple minutes early here this afternoon. Ball one from Wathen. He'll have Bailey, Graft, and Morgan in the outfield left to right behind him as the 1-0 pitch to the leadoff hitter Howes is in for a called strike on the outer half. Bolin and Shelton at the corners, Haynes and McBride up the middle. Eli Riley, the future St. Francis catcher, is behind the plate. And Wathen, the starter for the Knights. The 1-1 is upstairs, 2 balls and a strike to Gunnar Howes, who is the leadoff hitter for Hanover Central. Wathen comes into today's contest making his 7th start of the season. He's into the wind for the 2-1 pitch, and it hits Howes. Tried to come inside with a fastball, and it plunked him on the inside leg, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Derek, we know Brett Wathen will start with a lot of fastballs. He likes his fastball. He likes to command that early, and that one got away from him.
It sure did. Norwell comes in at 20-9 today, but Wathen making his 7th start, a record of 5-1, a 3.61 ERA, 44 strikeouts to 7 walks. Howie, this is a guy that likes to pound the strike zone, and it does cost him at times. Every now and then he can get beaten up a little bit, but he's a guy that you can count on consistently to throw strikes.
Yeah, we've seen him get beat up here and there along the season, but a lot of times against some better teams, it's usually the 3rd time around, which is tough for any pitcher to face a batter 3 times in a game. So here in the first couple of innings, he as long as he keeps that fastball, it keeps command over that fastball, he should be able to pump the zone.
Jared Comia is the 2-hitter for Hanover Central. Ball 1 up and away from Wathen. Also a fastball-heavy guy. He's a guy that likes to try to get ahead with that fastball. We know him and Riley as a battery more often than not like to work ahead with that fastball. And it was mostly successful in the regional championship against Leo. That fastball is off the plate again. 2 balls and no strikes to Comia. This is a high-powered Hanover Central offense that hits over 400 as a club. And there's not a lot of weak points in this lineup top to bottom. Almost everybody is sitting right above the 300 mark, up and down 1-9 for Hanover. Another pickoff throw from Wathen. Norwell in the blues today. They are the designated home team here in the semi-state contest. There's a fastball that hits the inside half, called a strike to make the count 2-1 on Comia. Hanover Central has Mathias, then Kano upcoming in the top of the first inning. Not often do we get games underway early, but that's the case here today in this semi-state matchup with the winner taking on Southridge. 2-1 pitch, a fastball flown in to left, ranging over as Bailey towards the line. They had him shifted towards center, and it drops foul by inches. So Bailey had to make a long run. He was playing in the left center field gap, a fly ball that hung up pretty well down the line. Not a huge breeze here at LaPorte today. And fortunate for Bailey, that drops foul by just a few inches.
Yeah, he was very far into that left center field gap, and what a long run for him just to come up just short. And we'll see if he makes that adjustment. Looks like he's going to stay closer to a true left field position.
Count is 2-2 on Comia. Gunnar Howes over at first with a medium-sized lead. He's not off. Here's a ground ball towards the shortstop, picked up by Haynes to second for one. Relay to first is not in time, and Comia beats it out by half a step. But a nice play by Rocco Haynes to get the lead runner. And we know something we haven't been able to talk about yet is the excellent shape that Schreiber Field is in. This is one of the finest facilities in the state, and good to see a semi-state being played here today.
Yeah, when we rolled up about an hour and a half ago, there was a guy on the field mowing, and I think he mowed it twice until by the time that these teams got on the field. And so taking really good care of their field, and it's in perfect condition right now.
There's a first pitch foul ball. And, there's no doubt about that. Brett Mathias is the hitter now. Mathias is headed to Purdue Northwest to continue his baseball career. This is a team in Hanover Central that just has so many guys that can be producers at the next level. They're starting 7 seniors. That's something that Norwell has not been able to say this year. This is a younger group with a lot of sophomores. It's a underclassmen-dominated group. Really, when you look at the production, you talk about a guy like Cade Shelton, just the freshman that comes in the regional and shuts down Wawasee for several innings. Here's a bender that dives down and in against Mathias. Evens the count at 1-1, but Shelton and Bailey basically teamed up for the entire game against Wawasee, save for the very first inning when Rocco Haynes faced some back issues. Shelton and Bailey came in for the last 7 innings of that game, and Norwell came away winners in extras. Yeah,
Leighton Bailey, as we talked about the whole year, is a contact guy, so he's gonna come in there and throw strikes for you. And Cade Shelton is just about as good as any, is keeping runners from crossing the plate.
Swinging a weak ground ball hit towards third, and Brody Bolin is there to make the only play that he can. It's at first. Comia moves on to second. Mathias is out by a step. Now 2 gone here in the Hanover Central first.
And you talked about Norwell's youth, Derek. If you look across the infield here, you got freshman at first, a sophomore at second, Rocco Haynes, senior anchor at short, and then another sophomore and Brody Bolin at third. So this night's team is asking a lot from some underclassmen who have never been here, especially with that COVID year.
Here's Blaze Kano for Hanover Central. First pitch just misses for ball 1. Our home plate umpire today is Zach Sliwa. Our first base umpire, Bob Schellinger. Then Jeff Lytle at second. We're used to seeing him around the block a few times. Then Mark Maxwell down at third, our semi-state crew. Here's a sawed-off little tapper towards the mound. A clean field by Brett Wathen and a strong throw to first. And despite the hit batter, a trio of ground balls tossed by Brett Wathen in the top of the first, and Hanover Central is turned away. The Knights coming to bat on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network and the IHSAA Champions Network.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Special thanks to Nick Huffman, Hyde Automotive, American Mortgage, and Shelton Financial, our 4 main sponsors, for getting this together here today and allowing the 2 of us to be able to come up and broadcast and bring it to you all around the state and around the world. Hanover Central is unable to push across a run in that first inning, and for the most part, Alex, pretty soft contact tossed by Brett Wathen, even though he struggled to find the strike zone early, came back and got a couple of tappers to get him out of the inning.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Brett Wathen is when his fastball, there's so much velocity on it that when he snaps off that curveball, it's hard to read, and so a lot of times he has hitters off balanced, and that's where you kind of get the soft contact on his fastball, or that like sawed-off action that you saw in a couple of Hanover's hits there.
Well, Wathen went a complete game in the regional title game to take down number 2 Leo 5-3. Gave up just in a single earned run in the contest, 7 hits, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. A tremendous line and a lockdown 7th inning after the Knights got a fortunate break to be in the position that they were. Riley, Graft, and Haynes, same top third for the Knights as it has been all season long. And Riley will step in, the leadoff hitter, sitting right around 346 on the season. He's been solid in the on-base percentage department, though, and that's where he makes his hay. First pitch, ground ball left side, and it finds a hole. Eli Riley, not usually a first-pitch swinger. He draws a lot of walks, but a seeing-eyed single to the left side to lead it off for the Knights.
Yeah, and that, honestly, as a senior leader, that's good for everybody hitting behind you because it kind of makes everybody just take a deep breath and go, okay, lead off single, guy on base, and now we can roll. And Eli Riley, as we talked about, has kind of struggled here towards the back half of the season, so good to see him get off to a hot start here.
Lefty stick Luke Graft will step in for the Knights. Eli Riley back into first on a pickoff throw. Howes, Comia, Walker left to right in the Hanover Central outfield. And Graham, Kano, Howes, and Bielke on the infield. Another pickoff throw. Riley was leaning that time. A better move from Mathias. You mentioned he's off to Purdue Northwest, and Alex, his numbers are nothing short of staggering. In 52 innings, he struck out 72, walked just 11. His ERA is sub-1, a 7-0 record. This is the best in the business. And the Knights, really, when you look up and down, another pickoff throw, and now they've got Riley picked off between first and second. He slips, and they tag him out. So a first pitch single turns into a pickoff. He went over 3 times in a row. Riley gambling that he wouldn't have been. Mathias had his best move on the third offering, and Riley's picked off for the first time this year.
Yeah, and I figured that would happen as Mathias, an experienced pitcher, kind of gave him a lackluster first move of just like here's a long leg lift, and I'm going to just kind of lob it over there. And the second one was just a little bit faster. And the third one was probably not even his best move either, which is kind of scary.
Here's a check swing that ends up being foul off the bat of Luke Graft. And so Graft will step back in. Haynes then bowling here for the Knights in the first, but kind of going back to what we were talking about there with the way this Norwell offense has structured itself, it has been a team that has completely changed the way they've done things here in the back half of the season. It's been a different group. They've had to find different ways to scratch out runs. The schedule got much more difficult. 0-1 pitch, and it hit him. Now, they're going to have to see if he went around to check the swing or not, because if he did, then it's a dead ball strike. Apparently it went off his hand. It dribbled back towards the pitcher, and they called a foul ball. Is that what we heard? We're in a very comfortable press box here at Schreiber Field. Fantastic accommodations. Graft is nursing his hand, and Dave Goodmiller's out to talk with Zach Sliwa. Emily Hopkins, the Norwell trainer, is out there as well. But Graft taking a couple of swings. Apparently it's going to be a foul ball. But it must have gone off the front of his leg or something like that, because it was a check swing and it ended up going back to the pitcher and staying in play. So I guess we'll assume it goes off the front of his body, and now Graft behind 0-2.
Yeah, and Mathias working high and tight here to Graft on those first 2 pitches.
Yeah.
Going lefty on lefty here. I'm going to guess this one is going to be way outside.
Now the catcher set up like that. Here comes the 0-2, runs it back over the plate, and it's center cut, and Graff not expecting it, and he takes strike 3.
Yeah, that is a perfect pitcher's pitch there from Mathias. I mean, catcher set up halfway into the right-hander's batter's box, leaving the plate completely exposed to us, and we just saw that arm side run just tail right back in outside corner, 4 strike 3, and the senior Rocco Haynes up.
455 is Haynes. This is the senior leader that every team dreams about. A first pitch curveball drops in for a strike against Haynes. He has really struggled since facing the back issue in the tournament, but he still leads the team in home runs, RBIs. This is a guy that's only struck out 3 times this year. When you want to look at a contact guy, this is the perfect picture of it. He flies this out towards right, shallow towards the line. Walker drifting towards the line, and it drops foul by 1.5 feet. And Haynes is behind 0-2. But this is a guy you can count on to put the ball in play and hits with power often.
Yeah, and you talked about his strikeout numbers, only 3. Like, if you go back to our broadcast and watch those at-bats, it's at-bats where he wasn't incredibly locked in from the start. You know, it's just not characteristic of him. I remember one back earlier in the season when he struck out. It was a high fastball that he lays off of 9 out of 10 times.
Right.
So a real disciplined hitter and can hit for power when he gets a chance to turn on it, but real good in 2-strike situations, putting the ball in play.
Haynes stands in with a wide-open stance towards the back of the box on the strike 2 pitch coming from Mathias. The lefty hurls it in, and it's flown foul and out of play. Mathias stands to the third base side of the rubber, which you don't see all that often. But for the lefty, tries to get over to the outside half. 88 degrees at first pitch here in LaPorte today. There are some pop-up showers here throughout the afternoon that may be threatening, although there are lights here at LaPorte, so no problem there. And so there's an outside chance at a delay today. But the clouds have overtaken at the moment, the sun behind them. That's a breaking pitch that's down and into Haynes. He lays off. It's 1-2.
Mathias is a real crafty lefty, not super overpowering, doesn't want to blow you away, but he's going to use a lot of different pitches to keep you off balanced.
1-2, poke towards right, and it drops in for a base hit. Norwell's second hit of the inning. Riley was picked off after the leadoff single, and that is a base hit to the right side for Haynes. You know, a little personal note with Haynes. You know, kind of teased him early in the year about being a pull hitter, and continues to prove me wrong by poking it to the other side here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, he likes to poke fun at you any chance he gets to tell you he went the other way. But I think it was more of your analysis that made him consciously work on getting the ball the other half.
Yeah, that must have been what it was. A pickoff throw to Mathias. You know, how much do you think it plays in the fact that Mathias got the first guy of the game picked off, and he's had a few of those this year, but sometimes that can change a pitcher's mindset when you have early success in that category, and Haynes is not a base stealer. Oh, almost picked off again. He was leaning, and that really doesn't make sense to me because Haynes is a guy that's not stealing second.
Right.
There's just no chance of that happening. This is a Norwell team that was relatively average in the aggressiveness department, stealing 76 bags on the year. Had several of them in the regional title game against Leo last Saturday. First pitch curveball to Brody Bolin, a swing and a miss. Bolin has been so much better. He's really turned a corner in the tournament. He was slumping big time in the back half of the regular season, and he has several extra base hits in the sectional and regional alone.
Yeah, his swing looked pretty off there towards the back half of the regular season, and since then it felt like he's shortened up a lot more and put a lot more balls in play, and he has tremendous power in that lower body that all he has to do is put the ball in play, and it's going to go a mile. So I feel like he's simplified a lot of things in his swing and made it more compact, and that's why he's doing better here in this tournament.
The strike 1 pitch is a bender that missed over but low, and it's blocked nicely by Galbraith. A ball and a strike. This kid in Bolin, again, is one of those other underclassmen producers, just a sophomore, well-built, likely to be playing football at the next level, although a 3-sport varsity athlete at Norwell, capping off his first varsity season of basketball. Haynes has shortened up his lead over at first, trying to take away any chance of getting picked off. Mathias with another pickoff toss over there. Certainly a veteran-type move by Mathias. But again, there's really no reason for Haynes to be stretching his lead. That pitch is up and away. Almost looked like a pitch out. And it's 2-1 against Bolin. Nice little crowd has filed in here on both sides. Hanover Central making the trip well over an hour. Norwell well over 2 hours, closer to 2.5 hours back in the Eastern time zone. Boy, Haynes just does not have a read on that move at all. And a lot of times it can take the first time through the order to figure that out as well, as Riley already proved by being picked off in this inning. Hitters count to Bolin. The 2-1 breaking pitch is outside, and Haynes is on the move, and he's out at second. Well, that one befuddles me because Haynes had such a short lead. Dave Goodmiller rolling the dice, and the Knights have 2 runners thrown out on the base paths, and we go to the second scoreless here at LaPorte on WellsCountyVoice.com.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall immune system? Give us a call at 260-353-1400. Chiropractic care can help you on your journey to the best version of you.
Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Back here at LaPorte, the side of the 3A North semi-state here this afternoon, as Norwell and Hanover Central are scoreless through an inning. Adam Graham, Cade Walker, Zach Zykowski coming up for Hanover Central here in the top half of the second inning. No hits for Hanover in the top of the first, although they did have base runners pretty much the entire inning, but unable to push anything across. Norwell had a couple of base runners via hits and was unable to score or actually get anybody to second base. One was picked off, one was caught stealing. And Brett Wathen back to the bump after a 14-pitch first. His first pitch fastball hits the bottom of the knees for a called strike against Adam Graham, who's hitting .380, a senior in the 5-hole of this Wildcat lineup. Quickly back to work. That misses over but low, 1-1. And we talk so much about pace, and these are guys in both Jamie Feldheiser and Dave Goodmiller that are pitching-focused guys. The 1-1 is a fastball inside, 2-1. But you can see the rhythm that these guys play with. The starters, generally speaking, for Norwell, maybe outside of Shelton, are pretty quick to the plate, work with a nice pace. 2-1 hits the outside edge for strike 2.
Yeah, and so many Norwell pitchers that we've known over the years, just by going to Norwell and being part of the program, have worked with that tremendous pace. It's Dave Goodmiller's seal of approval is just work fast, get a rhythm, get in a pace. And Norwell catchers over the years have also worked with that pace, getting signs down and getting locations. So a lot of Norwell pitchers will work with pace, and it's not something you see all over the state.
3-2 to Graham was grounded foul outside of third. Graham's still alive, making Wathen work a little bit. Boy, if you can keep that pitch count right around 14 in inning, Wathen will be in pretty good shape here today. Norwell obviously has everybody available. That's the benefit of a semi-state. Misses with a fastball high, and the leadoff batter is aboard in back-to-back innings for the Wildcats.
Next batter, right fielder, Cade Walker.
We'll see at some point if Hanover Central decides to test the arm of Eli Riley. They've stolen over 120 bags on the year. Riley has a success rate close to 75% at throwing out runners. And these guys have not been able to run on him very much. Squaring to bunt and laying it down back towards the pitcher, but no play at second. Graham is over to second. Cade Walker's thrown out at first on the first pitch. And a runner into scoring position with fewer than 2 outs here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and a little small ball here for Hanover Central. Not a great bunt, but you get it down and it's good enough. Brett's only plays the first, and now runner on second, like you said, with one away.
Zach Zykowski is the hitter now for Hanover Central, team that went 17-2 away from home this year, 28-3 as they come into the sectional with one tie, or into the semi-state with one tie as well. First pitch fastball at the knees called a strike to Zach Zykowski. 406 hitter, 15 driven in on the year, and a low power threat. Reaches base over 50% of the time. up and away from Wathen. And it's a ball and a strike. Clouds continue to roll in here at LaPorte. It was sunny and very warm earlier before the game today, close to 90 degrees. But again, there is some rain threatening in the area today, and we may have to battle that at some point. 1-1 driven towards center. Graft is going back. He's on his horse, and he's not going to get there, and that's going to bounce to the wall. Extra bases for Zykowski as the Wildcats take the lead. Zykowski heading for third. Rocco slips in short, and the triple will be in there for Zach Zykowski. It's his second three-bagger of the year, and the Wildcats strike first. It's 1-0 in the second.
Yeah, before that hit right there, Derek, I was going to mention how long it looks out to center field, and that was an example right there. Luke Graff playing middle to shallow center by our perspective of the outfield, and able to burn him there is Zykowski.
That's our first run of the contest, and Hanover Central strikes first. Now Norwell will pull the infield in. Common to see that kind of situation when you're in this type of a game. And the hitter is Stanley Galbraith with one out. First pitch breaking ball drops in for a strike.
Yeah, and with the 8-hitter here, you don't expect a ton of power, so you're hoping you can get him to, and a couple of sawed-off batted balls earlier in the first.
Only 2 extra base hits for Galbraith, but he shoots this thing towards the right center field gap. Coming over is Morgan to make the grab. This is well deep enough to get the run in, and it's a productive out for Galbraith as Zykowski scores from third. Back-to-back barrel balls for Hanover Central makes it 2-0.
Yeah, you don't expect a lot of power, but that's just good enough piece of the ball to get deep enough to drive in the second round of this contest.
And here comes Gannon Howes, the left fielder for Hanover Central, batting in the 9-hole. So a couple of runs pushed across for the Wildcats here in this second inning, and those could be mighty important as we work forward in this game. No telling on how important the 2 runners that Norwell had thrown out on the bases are going to be later in the game. First pitch fastball called a strike to Gannon Howes. Howes has hit in the bottom of this lineup most of the year, but turns it over well. When you got a guy hitting in the 9-hole, that's .406. You know you've got some state championship talent. That 12-6 breaking ball misses high for a ball. This is a Wildcat team looking for its second ever semi-state crown. And the one time they won was back in 2011 when they were still a 2A school. It's a curveball down and inside to Howes, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, in the 9-hole, you want somebody that's going to work a count and get on base any way possible, and Howes is doing exactly that here.
Fastball high and tight, and it's 3-1. Wathen's delivery is another fastball away, and that's another walk. Second walk for Wathen in the inning. He plunked a guy in the first, and that is going to draw a visit from Jamie Feldheiser.
Yeah, and that's a problem Norwell pitchers have honestly had just about the whole year is walking that 9-hole hitter. It's not a guy you mess around with. I get it's a semi-state game. I get he's batting over 400, but at the same time, he's a 9-hole hitter for a reason. You got to go after him because flipping up this lineup card, there's some real kids that can do damage in this Hanover Central lineup.
Howes walks more than he strikes out, draws his 15th walk of the season as pitching coach Jamie Feldheiser out having a word with Riley and Wathen. It will be interesting to see if Norwell does have to dig into the bullpen, which inevitably they probably will want to anyway, even if they don't necessarily have to, where they turn to first, because there's a lot of question marks in that kind of a scenario. You've got the freshman Shelton, you've got the sophomore Bailey, you've got all kinds of different guys you could turn to. It's been a pretty productive pitching staff all around, but also well balanced. First pitch to the top of the order, Gunnar Howes, misses down and away.
Yeah, right now Wathen just needs to find the zone for strike one. He needs to get back in the zone.
Fastball center cut, belt high, and he evens the count at 1-1 on Howes. Gannon and Gunner kind of man the 9-1 hole for Hanover Central, as they have really most of the season for the Wildcats. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and away. That could have been batter interference, but the runner's going to be out by a mile at second anyway, as Gannon Howes is cut down by Eli Riley. Second man to be thrown out, caught stealing, one for each side, and the Hanover Central rally will be thwarted at 2, but they do take the lead. They're on top 2-0 heading to the bottom of the second on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network and the IHSAA Champions Network.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Middle third coming up for the Knights. Bolin, Bailey, and Wathen as they trail 2-0 now after Hanover Central got a couple of runs. A couple barrel balls there in the top of the second for the Wildcats. A line drive triple toward deep center, and then the fly ball getting him in from third. Good situational stuff from Hanover Central. They laid down the sacrifice bunt to move the runner in a scoring position with less than 2 outs, and again, we knew we were going to get good baseball today, and that's exactly what the Wildcats have proven here in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, you don't get to the Final Four by getting lucky or not playing good baseball. And situational hitting is part of good baseball, and that right there is shown by Hanover Central there in the top of the second.
Well, here comes Bolin. He was at the plate when Rocco Haynes was caught stealing second back in the first inning, and a first pitch off speed dives down and in, but it's swung on and missed by Bolin anyway.
Yeah, and I call Mathias a crafty lefty for that reason right there. I mean, his off-speed has so much bite on it, and his fastball's not super overpowering, but if you don't know when it's coming, it's hard to react to it. Yeah,
that was the first pitch, too, and he buried it on his back foot. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Back-to-back off-speed offerings to Bolin. He gave him a couple of those when he was up the last time, too, so wonder if they saw something in the scouting report against Bolin. Now, Galbraith is set up well off the plate. The strike 2 pitch is a fastball that's out there. It's the glove, but it's on the chalk, 1-2. Clouds continue to move in. Just a light breeze here at LaPorte today. Really a pretty good day for semi-state baseball. First game was much warmer with much fewer clouds. Swing and a miss by Bolin, and he got Bolin on 3 breaking pitches.
Yeah, and we just sang Bolin's praises about shortening up and keeping the swing compact, and that was 3 long swings there on off-speed pitches. And Mathias, I think, is just going to keep it with the off-speed against Bolin going forward.
Well, Leighton Bailey's the hitter now. He stands at the back of the box, another sophomore in this Norwell lineup. Bailey, 295 on the year. It's in the 5-hole for the Knights today. Such an interesting group as the first pitch hits the outside edge for a strike. That regional was about as exciting as it could get in a couple of games. Norwell winning the first one in extra 7-2, piling on 5 runs at the top of the 8th against a surprise Wawasee club that made it to the regional level for the first time in almost 25 years. Strike 1 to Bailey's on the outside corner, called strike 2, a curveball that paints the black, and it's 0-2. And then the championship, Norwell took down second-ranked Leo 5-3 thanks to a fly ball that hit the side of the right fielder's glove in the bottom of the 6th inning to give the Knights the lead for good. Fastball off the plate, 1-2 to Bailey. But, you know, the unsung hero of all heroes is Trey Bodenheimer, who comes in to pinch hit in an unbelievable situation. The Knights pinch hitting a freshman in the bottom of the 6th in that regional championship. 1-2, breaking pitch outside, 2-2. Dave Goodmiller not shy to dip into his reserves early in that contest, and often he has trusted guys that have been JV guys this year to get things done in big situations, and that's a big vote of confidence going forward when the Knights or hopefully in this situation again in a couple of years.
Yeah, Dave has a lot of promising young talent down there in the JV level, and he recognizes that. So, again, with the season kind of unfolding and seeing the numbers from the JV level, he has a lot of confidence in guys like Trey Bodenheimer and even Lane Lewis going forward, and even giving Clem Nunes-Schwander the at-bat there in the regional.
2 balls and 2 strikes after Bailey grounded it foul. Cade Shelton is loosening in the Norwell bullpen, so I guess that answers that question as far as who would be first up for the Knights, which I guess is kind of expected. He's had such a good tournament. Check swing by Bailey. The fastball was high. No swing, and that will run the count full against Mathice. They're making him work really for the first time today.
Which I think is going to be the key here for the Knights is making Mathice throw a lot of pitches and being able to fight off some of that nasty off-speed that we've seen so far.
7th pitch of the at-bat coming up next as Mathice comes from the stretch, and he strikes out Bailey on another breaking pitch inside. It's a beautiful curveball that's got plenty of bite to it. 2 gone here in the Norwell second. And now the pitcher, Wathen, comes to the plate. This has been such an interesting hitter in Wathen. This guy has, by my count, 10 hits on the year and playing, of course, in just a half a season, and 9 of them are for extra bases. First pitch curveball down and away. But when he makes contact with the baseball, and he does often, he's not a high strikeout guy. Really, most of his strikeouts came when he was hitting from the left side. He is a switch hitter, but most of his power comes from the right side. And, you know, once he started finding that power, he didn't go back to the left side for the rest of the season. That's down low. It kind of bounced in there, got through Galbraith. 2-0 to Wathen.
Yeah, and that power came with a lot of contact. He did not miss many balls that he swung at, and it's been a vote of confidence for him, not only in the batter's box but on the mound. He's progressively gotten better as the season's gone on.
2 runs on a hit for Hanover Central. No runs, 2 hits for the Knights as we sit in the bottom of the second. 2 outs, and the fastball catches the outside corner to Wathen to make it 2-1. Crew Bustle waits on deck if the Knights can get to him. Wathen is the last chance in this Norwell second inning, as the Knights have only set the minimum to the plate thus far, despite 2 hits. Hits a cap shot spinner outside of first and foul. Evens the count at 2-2. Not too often, first time through the order, you've got 2 hits, and you've still sent the minimum to the plate. You had Riley picked off after leading things off for the Knights with a ground ball single to the left side. And then Rocco Haynes caught stealing to end the bottom of the first after a line drive to right with 2 strikes. Mathice's fastball is upstairs. Wathen swings and misses, and he strikes out the side in the second inning. Mathice is locking in as Hanover Central leads 2-0 heading to the third on The Voice.
It's going to have sibling rivalry, and it's no different with the Heidi brothers. They went and built 2 dealerships right next to each other and filled them up with new Chevys, Jeeps, Buicks, Chryslers, Dodge Rams, and more. And some of the best late model pre-owned vehicles around, just so they could compete for your business with service, selection, and price. The choice is yours. Heidi Automotive Group in Bluffton, just 20 minutes south of Fort Wayne.
Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
Welcome back to LaPorte. We're in the top of the third inning, and Hanover Central on top of Norwell, 2-0 here at Schreiber Field as Brett Wathen comes back to the mound. The Knights got a couple hits in the first, and then the side was struck out by Brett Mathice in the second, and he looks to have gained some confidence. He's getting into a rhythm, and he's really snapping off breaking balls that the Knights can't touch at the moment.
Yeah, and Mathice is keeping these Norwell hitters off balance, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's used his breaking ball in any and every count so far to the first 6 batters of Norwell, and it's, I think Wathen there on that last at bat was looking for off speed, and the fastball high got him.
Gunnar Howes back to lead things off, grounds the first pitch foul, and he was at the plate when the 9-hitter Gannonhouse was caught stealing, as both teams have wasted some base runners here early in the contest. At a pitcher's duel where the first run was scored in the 7th inning by Washington Township to win the 1A semi-state game here earlier today. Ball 1 down and away to Howes, a ball and a strike. He plunked Howes in his first at-bat today, did Wathen. He's also issued 2 other free passes, both of which were in the 2nd inning. He misses down and in with the fastball here, and it's 2-1. Just 29 pitches for Mathice through 2, and Wathen had 35, so similar in pitch counts, but Mathice has far more strikes. So fastball down and away, and now Wathen has thrown 20 balls to just 19 strikes. It's basically a 1-to-1 ratio for a guy that doesn't issue walks. Again, 44 strikeouts to 7 walks in the season coming into today. Rears back for the 3-1. Fastball lifted in the air towards left center. Going back is Bailey. Graft is over towards the gap, and he makes a running grab as his cap comes off into the light breeze that we've got here at LaPorte today. And Graft covered a ton of ground out there in left center. You mentioned there's plenty of room to work with in this Schreiber Field outfield, and Graft putting on a nice running display there.
Yeah, that's an example why you put one of your speediest guys out there in center field, especially in a place like this, because that outfield is a little bit bigger than the average high school outfield.
Well,
and a little bit, for sure, bigger than Belmont's.
Right. Graft is, of course, unquestionably Norwell's best outfielder. And you're right, there's a first pitch miss inside to Comia. Norwell's played all of their tournament games to this point at the same place at Belmont. Played all 3 sectional games and both regional games. Fastball swung on, popped up left side. Going back is Bolin. He's in foul territory. Haynes is calling everybody off as he makes the grab in foul territory by several steps. I didn't know if there'd be enough time for Haynes to get over there, but that ball kind of held up, and Haynes made the grab over his shoulder for the second out.
Yeah, that ball definitely held up, and Haynes had by far the best angle at getting that ball there, besides Leighton Bailey, who had another long run. But 2 quick outs here for the Knights, and Wathen trying to keep that pitch count down.
Hits the glove for a first pitch strike to Brett Mathice, who grounded out weakly to third his first time up, but has the potential to do all kinds of damage. 536 on the season. Swings and hits one off the end of the bat foul. He's leading the team in average on-base percentage, doubles, home runs, and RBIs.
And now with Wathen ahead 0-2, I be careful here, because he can still do damage here with 2 strikes.
Riley's calling for it upstairs, and he hits the glove. Mathice did not chase. A ball and 2 strikes to him. Well, he's navigated through the top of this order really pretty well so far here for the second time today. Howes and Comia both retired already here in the top of the 3rd. Fastball down, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mathice not fooled at all. Some hitters, such as Mathice, you can really see locate the ball well out of the glove, that don't chase it stuff that might be close to the zone, have a very good understanding of where the strike zone is. Shoots that fastball foul towards third on a pitch that was off the plate, off the batting cages that are out there deep and left. Of course, not Norwell's first trip to LaPorte this year. They were here for the girls basketball semi-state back in February. Norwell's season came to an end there. Off-speed pitch again off the end of the bat, foul.
Yeah, I was thinking before that pitch there from Wathen, I would have liked to see a back foot curveball there to try to cross up Mathice.
And he doesn't throw very many of those.
He doesn't throw very many of those.
Well,
right,
he doesn't throw very many that aren't for strikes.
Right.
And that's the thing. He can snap it off pretty well. Comes back with a 2-2 again. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 3. Mathice goes down looking, and the Wildcats go down in order. So Wathen responds with a quick 1-2-3 inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd on WellsCountyVoice.com.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Bottom of the third in the 3A North Semi-State at LaPorte. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to all of our sponsors that have made this broadcast possible. Derek Decker alongside Alex Howard here this afternoon. And thank you so much to everybody throughout the season, as this will be our last broadcast no matter what happens here today on The Voice for the season. So happy that we could make things work and get a lot of these games broadcast in this unprecedented year. Of course, some of us had some extra flexibility that we normally wouldn't have otherwise had. So happy to be bringing you these games all year. Crew Bustle, Luke McBride, and Cade Shelton coming to the plate here in this Norwell third. As Bustle, the designated hitter. This is the bottom third of the lineup, hitting for the first time today. Time called by Zach Sliwa to delay us a little bit. And there's a donut that was out there on the on-deck circle, which are actual on-deck circles here at LaPorte, not just chalk circles. First pitch is a big curveball to lead things off against Bustle, and if you throw him a steady die to those, chances are pretty good that he's going to struggle to put the ball in play. But when he does, and we've talked about this all year, really the whole sticking point with Bustle's been the strikeouts, but when he puts the ball in play, he has the ability to have lots of pull power, a dead pull hitter for what it's worth. Fastball on the outside corner called strike two.
Yeah, and Bustle as a hitter, if you if you cross him up on the first pitch, he starts guessing, starts overthinking it, and you can see it in his approach here at the plate.
Wow, he beats him with a fastball high and tight, and that's 4 consecutive strikeouts for Brett Mathies. Luke McBride steps in, the 8-hitter for Norwell. 5 strikeouts overall for Mathies here, as we sit with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Tell where he gets the majority of his outs as the first pitch misses up and away to McBride. Well, the top of the order, and that's been the other thing for the Knights, is sometimes getting continuity in the bottom half of this lineup. At the beginning of the season, when Norwell was playing some teams that really struggled, to say the least, this year, the offense really sandbagged their numbers. But the top of the order kept producing against some of the best. But sometimes there's guys that they've rotated through at the bottom that have not been as consistently productive.
Yeah, and for the majority of the year, the Knights had problems at the 9-hole for sure. They had problems turning that lineup over. Eli Riley led off a lot of innings, which you would have liked to seen him to be able to bat in the middle of an inning and do some damage.
1-1 popped up into medium right as Cade Walker a couple steps to his left and makes the grab over his shoulder for out number 2. Well, this is the guy that the Knights have kind of turned to fill that 9 gap. That's the freshman Cade Shelton. Lefty stick. He had a couple of doubles in the regional on Saturday. He was 1 for 1 in the championship with a double and 2 walks. Basically, everybody for the Knights was a good producer in that championship game. That was such a fun game to watch, taking down a conference rival in what is essentially an Elite 8 matchup. Ball 1 to Shelton, but also to see this young man in particular come alive in the tournament like he has to hit for power, because he had really struggled overall. He's got his number up to 233, which is certainly nothing that jumps off the page, but the at-bats have consistently gotten better over the year for Shelton as he swings and misses at a fastball inside.
Yeah, and Shelton started the year down in JV, played a couple of weeks down there, and seeing him come up, or seeing him watching him play JV, you knew he wasn't going to be there very long, and then had kind of the growing pains of facing varsity competition, but he has really improved over the years, or over the season, and really helped this team, maybe the MVP. so far the postseason. Comes in when they need him and shuts down threatening situations by the likes of Leo and being able to find the stick too. It's good for the freshman.
A ball and 2 strikes here to Shelton. Fast ball, swing and a miss. And the Knights go down again in order, and 2 strikeouts for Mattheis in this 3rd inning, and the Knights are done in the 3rd. We're heading to the 4th. Hanover Central 2, Norwell nothing on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network and the IHSAA Champions Network.
Hi, I'm Nathan from Shelton Financial Group. Our goal is to build long-lasting, deep personal connections with people like you. We want to help people who have worked hard, planned smart, so that they can live well in retirement. We believe money's a tool, not a solution. And that's why we take a different approach to helping people like you find financial freedom. Come visit us at our new location on the north side of Ossian in the old bank building. Feel free to contact me at 260-436-7006. Nathan Shelton, Investment Advisor Representative of USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sports, or auto accident, or just keep suffering from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension? Corrective Chiropractic can help.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic, serving Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding area to help you feel and function better. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Back here at LaPorte as Norwell trails Hanover Central 2-0. It is the middle of the order coming up for the Wildcats. Kano, Graham, and Walker to face the senior Brett Wathen, right-hander, who's still on the mound for the Knights, working in his 4th inning. Really came back with a nice 3rd to set down Hanover Central in order. First pitch is swung at and popped up into right. Pushing towards the line is Morgan, and that will drop foul into the bullpen. A long strike from Kano on the first pitch, but a nice recovery there from Wathen, who looked like he might have been losing a little bit of his stuff in the 2nd, came back with a 1-2-3 3rd.
Yeah, and Wathen really kind of found the zone more often in the early part of the at-bats, and that was the key to that shutdown inning, is getting strike 1 ahead and staying ahead, especially there against Mattheis.
It's an off-speed pitch that misses down to Kano, and it evens the count at 1-1.
For what it's worth, they did put the lights on here at LaPorte.
They did.
Might be expecting more clouds rolling in.
It's fouled away. Well, really, as you can kind of tell on the screen, it's darkened up here.
Right.
I mean, it's not dark by any stretch, but it has darkened up. There were some showers and some thunderstorms back towards Chicago here when we started the game today. And so, again, that's a possibility. 1-2 wave and a miss by the cleanup hitter Kano. And Wathen gets his strikeout.
Yeah, that is so good confidence-wise for Brett Wathen to get that strikeout there. And this is the part of the lineup that kind of got to him last time. And so to be able to start off strong in this inning, get ahead and get one out, feels good. And you got a pretty good defense behind you here, too.
2nd strikeout for Wathen. First pitch up and in to Adam Graham, the 5-hitter for the Wildcats. Graham on the season, as mentioned earlier, sitting right around 380, driven in 31 on the year. That's good for 2nd most on this team, as that's ball 2 over but low, skips in against Riley. And, you know, that's the thing, as we were talking early before the game as well, is there's not any guys you can take a pitch or an at-bat off if you're pitching against this Wildcat club. It's solid 1-9 throughout the lineup.
Yeah, and I marveled at it looking through the stats, getting prepared for this broadcast. You don't just see that very often in high school baseball. You don't see top to bottoms of 300, 400, and some 500, or what it might be like. That doesn't happen down the line in high school very often. And this is a Hanover Central team that 1-9 is pretty strong, and they ride with their 1-9 all year. I think the next closest to ABs wise is like in the teens. So they ride with their 1-9 and let them play.
3-1 to Graham is down and away as Graham discards the bat and trots to first. It's the third walk issued by Wathen, which is a season high in a game. And that does not include the hit batter, which led off the contest. And it is a base runner for Hanover with 1 out.
And second walk there to Graham in this game. And Cade Walker with that sac bunt last time to advance Graham.
And that's actually not one of the big walk guys on this Wildcat team. First pitch grounded weakly back towards the mound as Wathen jumps off the bump, makes a strong throw to first, and out is Walker by a step. And Graham moves to second, now 2 away.
Yeah, and for Walker, I think his bunt went a little further, kind of got, again,
true.
sawed off a little bit there off the end of the bat, and a little dribbler. Again, that's a pretty good play for Brett Wathen, hopping off the mound there, making that barehanded play, and chucking it over there to Shelton at first.
And here is the triple man, Zach Zykowski, who drove in a run back in the second inning, 1 of 2 runs. He scored the second run on a fly ball from Stanley Galbraith. First pitch off speed, drops in for a called strike on the outer half against Zykowski. On the year, he had just 1 triple coming in and 15 RBIs, changes that a little bit, leads the team in hit by pitches as well with 8 of those, although really not a team that draws a huge handful of those. There's a back pick to second on a long throw, and Adam Graham's back in safely, says Jeff Lytle. Counts even at 1-1 to Zykowski.
Graf taking a few more steps back. Doesn't want to get burned like last time. Bo Morgan pretty shallow in right field.
Yeah, you don't see opposite field power against Wathen all that much.
No, but with the fastball, a lot of hitters are a little later on it. And as right fielder, you just have to be attentive and locked in.
Over but low to Zykowski, 2-1, as Riley really doing pretty good work. To be honest, Riley didn't have his best day last Saturday in the regional contest, and he has come back and looked sharp. Norwell's defense has been pretty sharp here so far today. Really, both defenses have. 2-1, fastball down and outside, and it's 3-1. Both these teams, numbers-wise, were very comparable coming in, at least in the offensive category, with the exception that the Wildcats hit better for average. As far as power goes, very similar numbers really across the board, and obviously the pitching category, Wildcats have a large edge in. 3-1 is on the outside corner, called strike 2. Pitcher's pitch there in a good location by Wathen.
Yeah, and that sets himself up for wherever he wants to go. If he wants to go fastball inside, he has that set up, and if he wants to go off speed, he also had that set up with the outside fastball. Big pitch here for Wathen.
Wathen comes set at the belt. Away from second is Graham. Delivers the payoff pitch, and it's flown foul back over the street and out of play.
Yeah, and Wathen just trying to overpower him there with a fastball top part of the zone. And I look for Eli Riley to throw down a deuce symbol here and try to see if you can't get him out on his front foot.
Stanley Galbraith waits on deck if Zykowski can reach, and he bluffs to second. Tried a high leg kick, inside move, nobody covering the bag. Graham scampered back. Away from second once again is Graham, a pretty medium-sized lead. Haynes in and out, but not really holding him that close. Another 3-2 pitch, ground ball up the middle. It is gloved by Luke McBride, the second baseman, a couple of steps toward the right side of second, and he tosses to first, and the Knights sit down Hanover Central once again to keep this thing close. We're in the middle of the fourth inning, and Hanover Central still leading 2-0 after those pair of runs in the second, making the difference on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255. Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
Back here at LaPorte, we're in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Knights have a couple of hits. Both of those were in the first. Derek Decker with Alex Howard here this afternoon. And, Alex, the Knights have had a couple of chances. Really, their only good chances were in the first inning. Both runners were knocked off the base paths, and since then, the starter, Brett Mattheis, has completely destroyed the bottom of this Norwell order.
Yeah, and I thought after the leadoff single by Eli Riley, it would kind of just relax the troops behind him. But after the pickoff, I think it made him a little bit more jittery than before the game, because these Knights hitters have looked real off balance against Mattheis in that off speed.
Well, he tries again to Eli Riley and missed outside. This was the ground ball single on the first pitch of the Norwell first. As this, again, not typically a first pitch swinger. And if he gets on, they may try to run him, as that's fouled back out of play. He's been the Knights' best base stealer this year as well, although Mattheis has such a good move. Riley was already picked off, and Galbraith has thrown out a guy at second. So there's a lot of different things working at play. It's going to be difficult to advance on the base paths really for both squads here today, as it has shown to already be true. Snaps off a breaking ball for a called strike two.
And we've talked about ways to get around that really good pickoff move by Mattheis. Is you can take a little bit of a shorter lead so you don't get picked off, but then you take an extra good secondary on the pitch to still give you a chance to advance on a dirt ball read and to go first or third on a base hit.
Riley tries to disrupt the rhythm a little bit of Mattheis as he steps out of the box. 1-2 once again from the tall left-hander is popped up into center. This is going to be pretty routine. Shifting towards right is Comia. The center fielder will call off Walker in right and haul it in for out number one.
Center fielder, Luke Graff.
Yeah, Eli Riley didn't get a real good piece of that. You can kind of see that by the way that ball moved. A little bit of help from the wind, moving that thing from center to right center. But at the same time, the ball movement there tailing away from center fielder. Good play there by Comia.
Comes Luke Graff, who has also been a big contact guy for the Knights this year. Low strikeout numbers, only 11 on the season, along with 15 walks, and he grounds this pitch towards the shortstop. It stays down. Graff has good speed, but he's out by half a step as Kano makes a strong throw across the diamond. And there are two out quickly here in the fourth. It's a really nice play by Kano, because more often than not this year, Graff has beaten that out on a ground ball that just kind of sat down on this beautiful infield grass. And Kano recognized the speed of Graff and made a snappy throw to first.
Yeah, after the ball hit the grass the first time, it took a lot off of it. And Kano, real good job scooping it up there and zipping one across to get speedy Graff.
Rocco Haynes has the other hit for the Knights today. It came with 2 outs in the first inning, and then he was caught stealing second, as I think there might have been a couple of miscommunications on the signs there between Galbraith and the Hanover Central dugout. But everything seems to be on the same page now, and Haynes fouls the first pitch back out of play. They're just really, let's see, you had the ground ball to the left side. You had a line drive single to right that Haynes kind of poked out there with 2 strikes. And that's been the majority of the contact today. There's been a couple of pop-ups and a ground ball in between. Mattheis has been fabulous for Hanover today, as that pitch misses high and in to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, and Mattheis isn't going to let you get in a good hitter's count. He's worked ahead most of the afternoon, and you're going to have to almost beat him dink and dunk and make him bring one to you or rattle him a little bit and get yourself in a hitter's count where you know it's coming.
Ground ball hit towards the left side, deep in the hole, backhanded by Kano. Throw to first is late. It's one-hopped, and Bielke makes a nice stop over there, but a ground ball single. Haynes has his second hit of the day, and again, pretty nice play by Kano, first of all, to keep that on the infield. But Haynes doing what he needs to do to get on base again here in the bottom of the fourth, albeit with 2 outs.
Yeah, Kano with a tremendous range and showing that off there. And honestly, if he didn't kind of get stuck there on the turn, he might have had a really good shot at getting Rocco Haynes there, at least making it closer than what it was. Nonetheless, though, Rocco Haynes continues to be the non-strikeout guy he is and put the ball in play.
Brody Bolin hits with 2 outs, struck out the first time on 3 breaking pitches, and I'm guessing he sees a steady diet of those again. Here's a courtesy toss over to first by Mattheis. Haynes back in standing up, and well, I said there wasn't a scenario where he's going to try to steal second in the first inning, but I really don't think that's going to be the case here in the fourth after the base running mistake. Delivering to the plate is a curveball down to Bolin, and Mattheis has thrown 48 pitches here this afternoon, 33 of them for strikes, Alex. This has been a pretty efficient afternoon already for Mattheis, and no signs of laboring to this point.
Yes, very efficient, and with that pickoff move, that almost got Rocco Haynes there. With that pickoff move in the first pickoff move of this at bat for Bolin, just that lob, and then comes back with a slide step, is really throwing Bolin off.
Curveball, ground ball up the middle, back behind the second base bag, into center field for a base hit. Haynes going first to third, and he will make it with a slide. And the Knights have two-out action on a pair of ground ball singles here in the bottom of the fourth.
And like I said, I know you can't steal on this lefty, but if you can give yourself a good enough secondary lead, you can go to first to third on a ground ball single like that. Not like we've talked about, not huge solid contact from the Knights, but just good enough. You're finding holes, putting the ball in play, making good things happen for your fourth hit of the ball game.
And how about a big spot for Leighton Bailey here with two outs, who again sits just below 400 on the season. Bailey has 24 RBIs and had a nice little afternoon against both Wawasee and Leo on Saturday last week, and he swings and misses at the first pitch offering from Mattheis.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad swing there from Leighton Bailey. You found a fastball in the zone that you liked and took a cut at, just missed it.
Well, you know, you don't know how many more of these situations you're going to be in here for Norwell today. You already knew coming in the opportunities were going to be pretty limited. And the strike one to Bailey misses low for a ball. Well, Bolin's definitely not moving at first. Brett Wathen waits on deck, and that's your big power guy right behind that. So if Bailey can find a way to get on, then the Knights have who they would want in a scenario such as this. 1-1 pitch here to Bailey as a curveball swung on and missed. Just almost nobody's touched that. Bolin grounded it up the middle last time, and it just found the smallest of holes to get into center to put runners at the corners. Two outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and the Wildcats leading Norwell 2-0. Trip to the state finals on the line, and a date with Southridge coming up in Indy next week. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, and Bailey's out of there as he swings and misses at a fastball up and away. And Norwell threatens once again, has two hits in the bottom of the fourth, but unable to push across the first run of the game. And so the Wildcats will take a 2-0 lead to the fifth on The Voice.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall immune system? Give us a call at 260-353-1400. Chiropractic care can help you on your journey to the best version of you.
Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
We're in the top of the fifth here at LaPorte, and Hanover Central still leads Norwell 2-0. Derek Decker with Alex Howard here today. Really nice crowd has found its way out to Schreiber Field from both Hanover Central and Norwell, despite the long drives here today and the threat of rain. But really such a fantastic host site here in LaPorte. And we were hosted and accommodated well in the semi-state for basketball earlier this year, so hats off to the entire staff here at LaPorte who have made us feel very welcome. The first pitch hits the outside edge against Stanley Galbraith for Hanover Central, and it is still Brett Wathen for the Knights. And Alex, he's sitting right now at 67 pitches, and the bullpen is quiet at the moment for the Knights. That's driven right back up the middle into center field. A line drive that almost took Wathen's head off right over the second base bag, and Galbraith is on for the first time today.
Yeah, that was a real solid piece of hitting there by Galbraith, and sitting at 66 pitches now, Brett Wathen is, and getting ready to face the lineup, this Wildcats lineup for the third time. You're going to have to think that Dave Goodmiller's leash on this.
Yeah.
On Brett Wathen's day is pretty short.
Well, that's what was my point I was about to make, is Howes squares to bunt, tries to drag it down the first base line, and that hit the cutout and almost rolled back fair, and a nice play by Wathen to keep that thing foul, because that had Wathen not picked that up, it very well may ended up being fair. But in any case, I think you're onto something there as far as when do you pull the plug on Wathen. You know, not that he showed any signs of laboring, but it's hard to justify working against a lineup like this 3 times, really, no matter who you are, especially for anybody on the Norwell pitching staff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who the team is, and it's certainly the number 1 team. You don't want them to see the same arm 3 times in a game, especially when you have a kid like Cade Shelton or Brody Bolin or even Leighton Bailey who you can throw after this.
Breaking pitch that missed down, bounced in there. Nice block by Riley. Keep that in front of them and keep Galbraith at first. The Wildcats looking for their first state title. They, again, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they've won 1 time at the semi-state level back in 2011. And, of course, that was when they were in 2A. Lost in the state championship. Here's another bunt. It's kind of popped up, but it's rolling towards first. Shelton has nobody at the bag, and Howes is going to beat it out. Well, Howes was streaking down the line. That was a popped-up bunt. It 2-hopped into Shelton's glove. He turned, but he was a couple of steps off the line. McBride was nowhere to be found, and neither was Brett Wathen, and it left first base wide open. And now the first 2 men are on here in the 5th for Hanover Central.
Yeah, I wonder how close Shelton was there, if he could have taken a swipe at Howes instead of turning to try to flip it. But either way, if you're Luke McBride, you got to be close to first base there. That is your responsibility.
Leadoff hitter Gunnar Howes lays down a bunt, third base side, and it rolls foul. And it's picked up by Bolin in foul territory.
Now you're in a bunt 5 situation where you'd like your third baseman to stay home and your first baseman, especially as a lefty, pull almost an Anthony Rizzo and play the bunt super hard and then see if you can't throw across the diamond and try to get a force out at third. Which if I was Dave Goodmiller, I'd take time right here and tell Shelton to man up here.
Howes, another bunt attempt, pulled it back. The pitch was high, and Riley threw down to second to check on Galbraith. A ball and a strike. This Wildcats team has not been afraid to bunt here today, which is not the mark or strength of the Norwell offense, even though they tried a few times on Saturday. 1-1, Howes shows it early. The pitch is a fastball. It's popped up, third base side, 1 hop into Bolin's glove. He makes a throw on the run, fading towards home plate, and tosses across his body, but an excellent sacrifice bunt there from Gunnar Howes to move 2 men in scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, and that was a textbook bunt with runners on first and second, right down the third base line. And a real good play there by Brody Bolin, just getting out.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, and this should draw the Knights infield in.
Yeah, and now Dave Goodmiller is going to take that walk to the mound that we were just talking about. The Knights did have Shelton warming up earlier, and actually Shelton has his first base glove off. Wonder if he's going to make the move here. Jared Comia is the hitter coming up for Hanover Central with 1 out and runners at second and third. Reached on a ground ball, fielder's choice, and fouled out to third his last time up. And it will be intriguing to see what Dave Goodmiller decides to do here. This is a tough situation kind of to work things out. But, you know, again, if I'm Dave Goodmiller at this point, you've only had solid contact a handful of times. Wathen really has been pretty good when he's thrown strikes. He has missed the mark a few times, but overall, Wathen's had a really nice start, and he's kept Norwell in the game.
Yeah, we saw some command issues there in the first, but able to work through them, and then kind of got knocked around a little bit from the bottom order here of Hanover Central, but since then settled in and has gotten himself out of jams. And Comia right now hasn't really put a ball and play it very hard. So with infield in, you might have a chance here.
First pitch strike to Comia, a curveball that hits the outside corner to the left-handed hitter. Comia has 32 RBIs on the year, seeking for a couple more here, which would kind of break this thing open in this fifth inning. Grounds this pitch foul wide of first. And so Wathen definitely does work ahead here in the count, which is always a good start in a situation like this. The outfield played at pretty much straight up depth out there. Not much of a breeze here on an upper 80s afternoon here at LaPorte. The strike two pitch, the fastball high. Comia did make contact with it and foul it out of play, but Wathen hit the spot he wanted there.
Yeah, it's a very good pitch, and Comia able just to kind of cast the hands out there and barely get a piece of that high fastball.
That's the mark of a good hitter, too.
For sure. A perfect pitch here. He's going to get him.
Wathen set at the belt. Delivers the 0-2 pitch. Outside, just missed off the plate. Riley wanted it and held it for just an extra beat, but it was outside 1-2. Well, that's the other thing, too. We can definitely see from up here how far in and out it is, and that was off the plate.
Yeah,
1-2.
No problem there. That's the perfect pitch you want, because if he
0-2.
If Comia takes an offer there, he's not gonna get it.
Swing and a miss, and Comia goes down swinging as he is headed back to the dugout for the second out, and Wathen gets a massive strikeout here in this fifth inning.
Massive is the right word for that, Derek. And now your infield's able to back up, have some more room to work with, and but stay alive, because Mathias is a guy that can really make you pay, even though he's 0 for 2 right now.
Ground out and a strikeout looking his last time up.
Bo Morgan playing really shallow out there in right field for this lefty.
First pitch curveball in the dirt. Yeah, you're right. He is more shallow than both Bailey and Graft in left and center, respectively. Galbraith at third, Howes at second. It's 2-0 Wildcats here in the fifth. 1-0 pitch misses upstairs, letter high to Mathias to make it 2-0.
Yeah, I would guess as a 3-hole hitter with a more open stance, Mathias can really shoot the ball, can really pull the ball. So I would shade my outfielders here just a little bit.
Fastball fouled straight back as Mathias was on top of that one. Clouds continue to hang around here at LaPorte. We haven't seen the sunshine really since the first pitch. The lights are on here at Schreiber Field. Wind blowing a little bit left to right, but not making an impact here today. And a bluffed inside move to second as Wathen will step back on. The Haynes not holding Howes on at second. Comes the 2-1 offering. It's off speed and lifted in the air towards center. Pretty deep. Graft drifting back, and he misplayed it. And it goes off his glove, and it hits against the wall. Mathias turning for third. The cut to Haynes. The throw to third, and they will tag him out, and that will end the inning. But Luke Graft, who appeared to have a beat on the baseball, misplayed it a little bit. It went off the side of his glove, and it drops in a pair of RBIs for Mathias to make it 4-0. And a huge change of events here in this fifth inning, even though the inning comes to an end as well. So the Wildcats open it up a little bit, a comfy 4-run lead for Hanover Central in the bottom of the fifth on WellsCountyBoys.com.
Always going to have sibling rivalry, and it's no different with the Heidi brothers. They went and built 2 dealerships right next to each other and filled them up with new Chevys, Jeeps, Buicks, Chryslers, Dodge Rams, and more. And some of the best late model pre-owned vehicles around, just so they could compete for your business with service, selection, and price. The choice is yours. Heidi Automotive Group in Bluffton, just 20 minutes south of Fort Wayne.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
4-0 Hanover Central as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning. A 2-run double for Brett Mathies, who drilled that thing to deep center field. And Graft originally appeared to have a pretty good beat on that baseball and then kind of got turned around a little bit, tried to play it as he was squared up back towards the infield and just kind of missed it, and it dropped out there. Then Norwell eventually threw him out at third on a nice relay from Haynes to Brody Bolin sitting at third base. But that's a huge turn here. You knew the offense was going to be hard to come by, especially for Norwell here today, facing Brett Mathies. A 4-run deficit's hard to think of overcoming when the bottom of the lineup hasn't even gotten on base today.
Yeah, and Huge is right, Derek, and that's a huge turn of events for the Knights, who thought they were going to get out of that inning with a pop fly and runners left on second and third, and then you give up 2 more and dig yourself into even deeper hole. And we talked about how good this defense has been, and Brett Wathen made a pitch and got Mathies to make what looked more of like a routine play, and but the saving grace is a nice relay gets him at third, and you're out of the inning with only 2 runs instead of an inning that could have lasted a while with 2 outs.
Do you think, Alex, that Brett's done for the day as he does start the 5th inning off for the Knights at the plate, swings and misses at the first pitch?
I would guess that his day is over.
I'd say so too.
Especially looking at his pitch count and knowing how crucial this game is.
That's interesting. Rocco Haynes is trotting down to the Norwell bullpen as that missed in the dirt to Wathen to make the count 1-1. Haynes has been battling a back issue the last couple of weeks. He did pitch a game in the sectional to win the semifinal for Norwell against Mississinawa. Really didn't have to work that hard. Norwell won that game 13-2. Started against Wawasee and then was pulled after an inning. He gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the first and was visibly uncomfortable on the mound. Swing and a miss by Wathen, 1-2. And we haven't seen him on the mound since. We knew that it was a possibility that he could be available for that championship, but the Knights were able to ride Brett Wathen as long as they needed to. He threw a complete game as Norwell won their 7th regional crown in school history, 5-3 against number 2 Leo. A ball and 2 strikes here to Brett Wathen, and the fastball misses upstairs to Wathen. Bustle, then McBride, 6, 7, and 8 for the Knights in this bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, we saw Shelton warming up earlier for the Knights, and he's coming up here in the order. I don't know how much of this is Dave Goodmiller actually thinking about using Rocco, or maybe a little bit of a decoy, and then bringing in the lefty. But we'll have to see how it shakes out here after the Knights at bats.
Well, that's the thing, right, is you really can't get Shelton warm again right now, as he's would be hitting 4th in this inning, so not a lot you can do about that. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Brett Wathen as he's worked the count full. Fastball grounded right back up the middle. Mathis tried to hit it, field it behind his back. It went off the edge of his glove, bounced toward the shortstop, and Kano's throw is late to first. It's a base hit up the middle for Brett Wathen on the infield. Norwell's 3rd infield single of the day.
Yeah, Mathis trying to get a little fancy there. Almost had it, actually, which would have been an incredible play. Gives a little smirk, takes the hat off, and he'll reset. So it looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner here, maybe.
I think you might be right. It looks like Nathaniel Whirling.
It does look. I think it is Nathaniel Whirling.
All right, so that's the first guy other than any of the starters to enter the game here today for either team.
Pretty inexperienced runner too at first with this
again
lefty pickoff.
But that's been the MO of Dave Goodmiller through this tournament. And we didn't.
He's going to get caught if he's not careful.
He's not going to be stealing. So
right. I should say just take a step.
Right.
And he takes 2.
Yeah, kind of extends it a little bit. Bustle is the hitter here, but he has entrusted guys that don't normally see themselves in the lineup whirling back to first. He read that one well. But, this is Dave Goodmiller's kind of strength as a coach, is getting guys involved. We saw it through the tournament. We did not get to see it in 2019 because they lost in the first round 2-0 to a slightly above average Marion team. It was a very disappointing loss, a 3rd straight throw over to first. But that's kind of what's happened throughout this entire tournament. You think about guys like Klein Neuenschwander that got in a bat in the regional championship. Guys like Trey Bodenheimer, who ended up having the winning RBIs in that contest. Here's a first pitch inside corner called a strike to Crew Bustle. A little farther than he's been going today for the most part, but Bustle struck out last time, and he is looking to kind of bounce back from what was a high strikeout regional for him as well. Whirling a short lead at first. Bustle squaring to bunt, pulls it back. Pitch was outside. It's 1-1. There's not a lot of good bunters on this team,
No.
and I understand trying to jumpstart a little bit of offense at some point, but man, that has been like the problem for Norwell this year.
And with the runner looking kind of uncomfortable over there at first, real late secondary lead there by Nathaniel Whirling, and I don't know if a bunt is the play here.
Well, that curveball was just inside against Crew Bustle. 2 balls and a strike now. Whirling's lead has grown just a little bit here as he's getting comfortable. Here comes the pickoff. Again, he's not going to steal second.
No.
So it's not happening.
This is honestly all to set up the batter, Bustle, because he can come with the slide step now and get Bustle's timing off.
The 2-1. Fastball line towards right, and it is caught by Cade Walker. Whirling back to first. 1 gone here in the 5th. And Bustle made actually pretty solid contact on that ball. Lined a little bit, but just barely got under it for the first out.
Yeah, if you leave a fastball up to Bustle about butt high, he'll find a way to put it in play, and it'll be mainly pull side.
Yeah.
But which is weird that we haven't seen more off speed to Bustle. But
Mathites kind of collects himself a little bit and takes a moment back behind the mound as he wipes a bead of sweat away. It's a warm and humid afternoon here at LaPorte today for this semi-state contest. Hanover Central leading 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch down and outside to Luke McBride, the 8-hitter for the Knights. Swing and a miss. Math Ice delivered it quickly into McBride. You talk about that slide step can really change the hitter's timing. He's got a handful of good moves to first. This is a complete package in a pitcher. It really is.
Right. And we saw that slide step work against Brody Bolin when he picked off 3 times to Rocco Haynes at first. First one being really slow, the first one being kind of slow, and then the next one being a little bit faster, and then comes with that slide step. And it's just keeping Norwell hitters off balance. It's hard because,
yeah, it is.
I mean, you see a slow move, and so you kind of try to get the timing off of that. He comes with a slide step, and then even if Brody Bolin comes with that slide step and that curveball, that's even harder to read.
Ball and 2 strikes after a pair of swing and misses here by McBride. Pick off to first. A little bit closer that time, but Whirling still comfortably back in.
Yeah, Whirling extending that lead just a little bit. Getting a little bit more comfortable with his move. And he shortens it up.
That's off the plate. And McBride is even the count at 2-2. Now the pickoff moves have become gradually, very gradually, less stressful over the course of the day for the Knight base runners. Although still nobody's read him all that well here today. And nobody willing to get a large lead against Mathies. 2-2, and he swings and misses, does McBride, for out number 2. He's down on strikes for the first time today.
Number 15, Klein Neuenschwander.
So in the 9-hole, Klein Neuenschwander is going to pinch hit as he sends Cade Shelton down to the bullpen. But if that was the move all along, then why not move Shelton to the bullpen earlier?
I'm not sure if that wasn't. Again, I think it was Rocco Haynes was more of a decoy, and then you stick out Cade Shelton there. But if you're going to use him anyway, why do you need to fake it? So, and either way, the sophomore Klein Neuenschwander up.
And Neuenschwander wears number 15 here for the Knights. He has a singular at bat on the season, and he is hitting in the 9 spot against one of the better pitchers in the state of Indiana in a semi-state game. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Knights desperate for offense. And you've got an ill-used junior over at first. Swing and a miss by Neuenschwander.
Yeah, Klein in that regional game, when he got a chance to bat, did something that the junior Josiah Leidig wasn't able to do and move the runner over. But make contact for an inexperienced JV player.
This ball lined up the middle, and he makes me eat my words as Whirling touches the bag at second. Neuenschwander has his first hit of the year.
Yeah, I love to see that. I'm a big fan of Klein Neuenschwander, great kid. And
oh, he is.
I love that he proved you wrong there because I knew he had it in him.
Well, obviously Dave Goodmiller confident that he had it in him as well. Not a guy to do things just for the sake of doing them at this stage of the season. And you get things back to the top of the order here. The good news is for the Knights is they've got some decent speed on the base paths. And Eli Riley, who does have one of Norwell's 6 hits here today, stands in with 2 outs in the 5th inning. First pitch curveball, wave and a miss.
And we talked about Dave Goodmiller getting other players in and getting them experience. And honestly, we'll see this pay dividends next year or Klein's senior year if he sticks with baseball. You'll see that kind of confidence, build through the years because he got this semi-state at bat and got a hit.
Throws a back foot curveball and gets Riley too far on a check swing. And the Hanover Central faithful coming alive here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Oh, no.
Norwell fans trying to get behind Eli Riley, 1 for 2 here on the day. Comes the pitch. Fastball away, 1-2.
And Eli Riley really diving out on the plate there because if it was close, he's going to give a slap at it.
Got to do it.
He's got to do it. And good thing for the Knights is this is one of your better hitters right now, and he's more experienced, and he's going to give you the best at bat here.
Now time is called. Don't know if that was Galbraith that called time. He was the one that walked away down towards the his own dugout there. Mathias back onto the rubber. Whirling at second. Neuenschwander at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. 4-0 Hanover Central. Off-speed pitch in the dirt and smothered by Galbraith.
Yeah, pretty stone-cold take there by Riley on the off-speed pitch there. And I would look for a real competitive 2-2 pitch, as our colleague Colin Schwartz would say.
Yeah, I about guarantee you're going to get one here. 74 pitches from Mathias here this afternoon. The 2-2 fastball called, strike 3 at the knees, and Riley sits down and strikes out looking. He's gone for the first time on strikes today, and the Knights are turned away in the 5th. They threaten again. 6 hits, 2 hits apiece in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th, and they're unable to push a run across, and they still trail 4-0 on WellsCountyVoice.com.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sports, or auto accident, or just keep suffering from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension? Corrective Chiropractic can help.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic, serving Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding area to help you feel and function better. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Bit of a surprise move as we roll into this 6th inning, as Dave Goodmiller has elected to stay with Brett Wathen on the mound, which certainly fooled us. Thought we were going to see Cade Shelton, who did re-enter the game, by the way. He's down at first base once again, same spot, so a true pinch hit there for Klein Neuenschwander. And Norwell had their opportunities again. This was a day where you didn't know how many chances the Knights were going to get, but they've gotten 3 realistic chances in this contest, 2 at least. The first one, the first inning ones were kind of taken away by the pick-off and the caught stealing, but the 3rd and the 5th innings, the Knights have had good chances and have still been yet to push a run across here today, thanks to some unfortunate things happening when you've got guys on base and in scoring position, like striking out looking there by Riley.
Yeah, and we talked about timely hitting here in the tournament and how important that is, and that's something that has gotten the Knights to this point.
Yeah.
Is timely hitting in the sectional and even in the regional. You know, Trey Bodenheimer's hit, just putting the ball in play, being able to put the ball in play with runners on and 2 outs.
Oh, this pitch is scorched down the left field line and over Boland's head for a base hit. Wide turn by Kano at first, but he will hold there. And that is the 5th Hanover Central hit of the day, a line drive to left.
Yeah, but to finish my point, Derek, you know, in this game, the Knights just have not looked real comfortable with runners on, and even the runners haven't looked that comfortable on base when they have gotten on.
So, again, the question just kind of, the floating question just kind of becomes how long does the leash get here for Brett Wathen? He's at 85 pitches, hits the knees for a strike. Boy, you could tell he was really unleashing it there. That was one of his best fastballs of the day and dotted the knees.
Yeah, and approaching 85 pitches here, I think he's going to try to empty the tank here and get what he can and see how far Coach Goodmiller lets him go.
Oh, that bounced in there, and a gorgeous scoop by Eli Riley behind the plate to keep Kano at first.
Yeah, and he shows why he's going to be a catcher at the next level right there. That's a 50-footer.
Right.
And able to find the big hop, keep it in front of him.
Well, Kano has walked twice today. He has not put the ball in play, but he's been on board both times. And it behoove Wathen to throw him a strike here at some point. Jump move to first. Had him leaning a little bit. Shelton couldn't hang on, and the throw was to the wrong side of the bag. So Kano is back in with the head first slide. Graham has a 1-1 count against him. Nobody out in the top of this 6th inning. Fastball low, ball 2. No further bullpen action for the Knights off the bench here today, and the Wildcat bullpen is quiet as well, even though Matthijs is far away. 2-1 pitch lifted in the air towards left, fairly deep. Going back is Bailey. He's back towards the track. He's a step in front of the track to make the grab. Kano was halfway to second, and he retreats to first. A long fly ball by Adam Graham.
Yeah, and Graham hadn't gotten anything to hit all day, and first swing that we've really seen him unleash on. And I mean, he just got under it. If he squared it up just a little bit more, we're talking about that thing potentially hitting off the building.
6 doubles and a couple of home runs for Graham this year. And here comes Cade Walker with 1 out in the Hanover 6th. We're 93 minutes in here as we are in the 6th inning at LaPorte today. Schreiber Field, just a fabulous facility. There's ball 1, I guess. Well, Zach Sliwa was bailing out of the way. I don't know if time was called or what. I think it was. I don't think that pitch
time
counted.
was granted there.
Okay. And now the first pitch bounces in and gets away and goes to the backstop. And turning from second, heading to third. Riley's throw down there is not in time, and it gets in to shallow left field. Rocco Haynes gets over to cut it off, but Blaise Kano goes first to third on a wild pitch, and here comes Dave Goodmiller.
That's something you don't see very often from this senior catcher is a loaf-in play like that. And good base running there by Kano on the pads to go first to third there. It's a considerable size backstop here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a long way between the plate and the backstop. Tons of foul territory here at Schreiber Field. Dave Goodmiller is using his 3rd visit if he does not go for a change here. So this would be Norwell's last visit of the day without making a subsequent change. And that is going to be the case. Brett Wathen will remain in the game. And obviously, Dave Goodmiller entrusting his senior with all the confidence in the world here to keep this game manageable for the Knights. That's, at this point, what you're looking for is just to try to keep yourself within striking distance. And even though, at the high school level and against Brett Matthijs, it's a far-fetched idea, 4 runs always keeps you in the game with 1 swing of the bat. No matter what your angle is. So that's something worth noting as well. It's 1-0 to Cade Walker on the big wild pitch. The infield pinched in once again on the cutout of the grass. And that pitch hits the knees, a fastball called a strike.
Again, Cade Walker, a guy who has a sac bunt and a ground out that went not as far as a sac bunt. So, again, infield has a chance here.
.405 hitter. Breaking ball left high, 2-1.
So this is a guy you've had his number all day. You have to go right at him. You can't play around with him.
So the 6 hitter for the Wildcats. Zach Zykowski, the designated hitter, waits on deck. The 2-1. Fastball, wave and a miss, letter high, strike 2.
That's a pretty good swing on a high fastball there from for Walker. And if you're Brett Watson, I think I go soft away here. Soft away and low.
Watson, a long look, now delivers the 2-2 pitch, and it's grounded foul at the plate. Blaze Kano down at third. He reached earlier in this inning on a scorching line drive single to left. Went to third, first to third on a wild pitch. A breaking ball that got all the way to the backstop, and he has great speed. Blazing speed, one might say. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, inside corner, called strike 3.
And that'll be the end of the line, I think, for Watson, looks like. Nope.
Well, you thought that about 41 times today, as have I. Dave Goodmiller's beyond the top step. He's on to the dirt, and he returns
pump up
to the
his
dugout.
senior pitch right now. Finish this inning.
Zykowski, though, is the triple man, as he had that back in the second inning. Grounds the first pitch he sees foul and wide of third. Brody Boland gave chase over there. Grounded out last time up, back toward the second baseman.
And if you're an infielder right now for the Norwell Knights, you leave your feet at all costs and try to keep this ball in the infield. Give yourself a chance to throw out. Zykowski at first.
Another breaking ball down and away, and Riley really had to work to keep that one in front of him.
Yeah, double dose of curveballs there from Watson, and something we don't see very often from the fastball-heavy pitcher.
Yeah, not back-to-backs very often. Zykowski stands in the middle of the box, waves the bat above his shoulder, waiting on the 1-1 pitch from the right-handed hurler. It's fastball high, just below the chin of Zykowski, 2-1.
Can't fall behind 3-1 here to Zykowski. Got to go get him right now. Got to come back in the zone.
Stanley Galbraith, who has reached today, waits on deck, the catcher. Another fastball, that's right there for strike 2. Not sure what Zykowski was waiting on, because that was a center-cut fastball on a 2-1 pitch.
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid of, is Zykowski able to square one up there, but gift of a take there for Watson, and chance to finish the inning here. 2-2 count.
Fastball misses upstairs and runs the count full against Zykowski.
That is not a terrible spot there for Watson. I mean, you set yourself up a high-pressure situation here, but Zykowski was about to pull the trigger there on the high fastball.
So, by my count, that was pitch number 100 there from Watson. Big payoff pitch to the plate. Swung on and poked out towards right, relatively deep, but it's well foul, and manages to fall out of play. Bo Morgan gave chase over there through the bullpen, which is in play down the lines, deep down the lines here at LaPorte. Hanover Central hanging on to a 4-0 lead. They've been up comfortably all afternoon. The Knights have threatened but have not scored here today, trying to avoid their first shutout loss of the season. The payoff pitch. Fastball upstairs, and down goes Zykowski to first.
Next out for the Wildcats, catcher Stanley Galbraith.
Puts runners on the corners with 2 out. And Stanley Galbraith has to remove the gear here before he comes to the plate.
He's going to get in the box, and done.
That is going to be it. Finally, Dave Goodmiller will pull the plug here, as he's out of options at this point because he's already made his 3 mound visits. So when he comes to the mound, there will be a pitching change. We'll take a break. We'll return. We'll talk about the change when we come back. Hanover Central threatening in the 6th on top of Norwell 4-0 late in a semi-state contest.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Hi, I'm Nathan from Shelton Financial Group. Our goal is to build long-lasting, deep personal connections with people like you. We want to help people who have worked hard, planned smart, so that they can live well in retirement. We believe money's a tool, not a solution. And that's why we take a different approach to helping people like you find financial freedom. Come visit us at our new location on the north side of Ossian in the old bank building. Feel free to contact me at 260-436-7006. Nathan Shelton, Investment Advisor Representative of USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
The freshman Kate Shelton is the new arm for the Knights as they trail 4-0 in the top of the sixth. Shelton is making his 8th appearance of the year, 21 in a third innings. He has not given up an earned run, record of 3-0, 30 strikeouts to 9 walks. This is another guy who pumps the zone with strikes and keeps hitters off balance. He is indeed a strikeout guy. He's really come into his own here in the tournament, gaining a lot of experience. Couldn't be in a bigger situation here against Stanley Galbraith.
Yeah, Coach Goodmiller gave him a lot of opportunities through the years against some subpar teams in lower stress situations, and has gradually given him more and more stress on the mound, and he's proven that he can handle it. And no different here in the semi-state game, down 4-0.
Ball 1 to Galbraith as Riley tried to throw behind the runner at first. Brody Boland's the new first baseman, taking the place of Shelton. Ball 2. Low and inside. Leighton Bailey comes in from left to play third, and Brett Wathen goes out to left. So nobody new came into the game for the Knights, just position changes. Runners at the corners with 2 outs for Hanover Central in the top of the 6th inning. Fastball upstairs, and it's 3-0 against Galbraith. Gannon Howes, the left fielder, waits on deck. And that's the bottom of this Hanover Central order. We mentioned how good they are at turning that card over. And has a chance to do that here. Here's a get-me-over fastball at the knees. Call a strike. Still a free base open for Galbraith if Shelton does lose it. But a base hit opens things up, probably out of reach at this point, and that's up and in, and it loads the bases with 2 outs.
And that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world because you got a lefty coming up, a more favorable matchup, and Shelton just needs to take a deep breath right here and stride all the way out, use that length to get downhill here on the mound and find the zone.
Well, here comes the left-handed hitter Howes, 1 for 1, a bunt single and a walk. That's beautiful play from your 9-hitter. I mean, what else do you want from the bottom of the lineup to turn the card over? First pitch fastball, swing and a miss by Howes.
And now we'll see how he handles the bat in a situation where he has to swing it.
Shelton in a pretty large situation as Howes will back out of the box and call time. Shelton carried the load against Wawasee in the regional semifinal last week at Belmont. Knights won that 7-2 in 8 innings. But Shelton did the bulk of the work in that game. 0-1 is swung on and missed. He's got Howes behind 0-2.
Yeah, and that was definitely crossed up Eli Riley there. He was almost dropping to a knee to block it there, and then stuck the glove out there late to catch that fastball, so he'll take a trot out and go over the signs again with the freshman.
Shelton stares in for the sign. Riley wants it away from the plate, delivers the pitch, and he gets the call on the outside corner. Zach Sliwa extending the zone a little bit, and it punches out Howes, and it gets the Knights out of a big jam to stay competitive here in this semi-state. Hanover Central leads Norwell. The Knights are down to their final 6 outs. They trail 4-0 on WellsCountyVoice.com.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Bottom of the 6th here at LaPorte, and the Knights are starting to see their chances whittle away here pretty quickly. They're down to their final 6 outs. They've got Graft, Haynes, and Bowman coming up here 2, 3, and 4. If this was there was a part of the order to get it done, this has been the most productive chunk here for the Knights today. Alex, really the approach, generally speaking, has been pretty good. Matthijs has caught the Knights off guard in some big situations, and that's been the difference, as he's been able to pitch his way out of jams, and Hanover Central has been better in situational hitting. Oftentimes that's what happens in a game on this stage when you've got a couple of good teams in a Final Four contest, but that's really been the storyline today, is Hanover Central hasn't necessarily had the better contact. They did have the triple and the big double, but outside of that, it's been similar contact from both sides, from both Norwell and the Wildcats of Hanover Central, but it's been a factor of getting runners on and in from scoring position, and Luke Graff leads it off here in the Norwell 6th.
Yeah, Hanover Central is actually getting out-hit by Norwell 6-5 and has left one more base runner on base than the Knights. So situational hitting and getting them on and then getting them in has been the name of the ball game, and Hanover has gotten 4 in and Norwell has gotten 0, and that is your obvious fact of the day.
Luke Graft takes ball 1 up and in from Matthijs. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Sits back on a curveball, grounds it to the right side and through the infield for a base hit. Norwell's 7th hit of the day comes as a leadoff man in the bottom of the 6th. And they're trying to get something moving here in this 6th inning.
And I was just thinking before that at bat, if you could get Luke Graft on here in front of Rocco and Brody, it's going to be huge for this inning. And we were talking at the break, if you just get 2 here, you really feel like you gave yourself a chance. So, and like you said, this is the part of the lineup that you're going to get something done.
Pair of hits for Haynes. First pitch curveball outside. Oh, called a strike. Outside corner. Boy, corners
really
have gotten a little bigger here, as we just saw. Kate Shelton got the call on the other corner to get out of the last inning.
I mean, it's hot, but he is really extending that zone.
Well, of course, say it's not that hot. We're in the air-conditioned, gorgeous press box here at
That's
Shriver
true.
Field. But, yeah, he's gone out. He's been pretty good until late in the contest here, and a couple pitches have gone both ways, have been strikes that weren't earlier. And the 0-1 to Haynes is grounded foul, and he's behind 0-2.
And that's tough for a batter like Haynes who knows the zone really well. And
well, the frustrating part is that it's Haynes and not anybody else.
And he fought off a pitch that was just inside of that and knifed it to right field, and you're then expecting him to go a little bit further outside the plate to get on. It's kind of unfair to the hitter.
7 hits for Norwell today, and they are still without a run. The 0-2. Oh, he gets into chase, and Haynes goes down and swings and misses at that one, and it's a possibility that could be the last at-bat of his Norwell career, and you could definitely tell the discomfort there as the back continues to bother him, and he kind of slowly saunters off the field. He goes down on 3 pitches.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is just him pressing a little bit, knowing that could be it, and also maybe fighting through a little bit of pain. And also, again, with that outside pitch, changed the whole trajectory of that at-bat and the whole attitude of that at-bat.
There's a pickoff throw to first as Graff kind of shuffles back in there. He
Graff's got it figured out.
Yeah, I was going to say, he wasn't fooled that time. He was easily back in.
Again, you got to be aware of the side step because
right.
You can't get a great jump on that for anything.
Mathias just lobbed it over there. Bolin is 1 for 2. Had a ground ball single last time and swings in the first curveball that's popped out of play. Almost got a truck that was driving down the street here. We're nestled back in the city. And a couple of oohs and ahs from the Norwell faithful had a pretty good look at that. Bolin has gotten almost exclusively curveballs today. And we knew from that first at bat, that's basically what we knew was going to happen later in the game. But that's been what the case has been. He did manage to get the bat on the ball last time. Now grounds this pitch towards the right side on a hop to second for 1. Stretching out there and making a nice hold is Blaze Kano to hold the bag there. The speedy Graff came sliding in, but Kano was able to stretch. That throw was a little bit wide towards center field. And there are 2 out here in this Norwell 6.
Yeah, and you see the experience of the senior shortstop for Hanover Central. Kano just real good understanding of just getting 1 out there and holding the base, and kind of a chopper and a tough play there to get the lead runner.
The Knights are going to pinch hit again, and it's going to be Trey Bodenheimer for Leighton Bailey. So Bodenheimer was the de facto hero in the regional championship game. He had the game-winning ball in play on a right fielder, to the right fielder on a ball that should have been caught by the Leo right fielder, and it was not. And Norwell scored 2 on that play and won 5-3.
Yeah, and you might be wondering, you know, another freshman, what could Coach Goodmiller be thinking? Well, in the situation Klein batted in, it's more of a contact situation. Right here with 2 outs, this is a situation where if you can get a guy out there that can put a charge into a ball and maybe sneak one over the fence, Trey Bodenheimer's your guy. He's very strong and has a better chance of doing that than Leighton Bailey.
This is the freshman's 11th at-bat of the season. He's got just 2 hits. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Now for Trey Bodenheimer, you have to think about that swing there on the fastball and know that you're probably not going to get another one. And so you're going to have to sit here off speed and really try to turn on one.
Bolin really no semblance of a lead at first, although Bielkis is holding him on. Here's a curveball outside corner, called strike 2.
Doesn't help that his strike call is super delayed.
Doesn't help the broadcaster, you're right. 1-2, and here come the Wildcat faithful once again, trying to nail down this final out of the 6th inning. The 1-2 fastball inside corner, called strike 3. And the plate gets wider on both sides to Trey Bodenheimer to set him down in the 6th. The Knights trail 4-0, heading to the 7th on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255. Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
Here comes the top of the Hanover Central order in the 7th inning. They're trying to add a little more insurance to their already comfortable 4-run lead in this final inning. They're 3 outs away from a state championship appearance. Their first time in Class 3A is what it would be, looking for their first semi-state ever in 3A. They won their only one back in 2011 when they were still a 2A program, and Gunnar Howes will lead it off for Hanover Central. it's Cade Shelton, the freshman, back out to work for the Knights. He came in and got the last out of the sixth and throws a fastball. Oh, my goodness. That was wider than the last one. That was on the chalk for a called strike.
You know, if he's going to widen it, he's going to widen it. And, boy, he is wide in this zone.
Boy, he's ready to go. That's strike two that drops in there. And it was not wide at the beginning of this game at all. And it's not that he's been one-sided at all. It's gotten wider progressively as the game's gone on. Strike two is a fastball that's upstairs to Howes, and he lays off.
Yeah, he's showing a little bit different than the scouting report we got from trusted source. And
it was a very trusted source. Well, actually, he lived up to the scouting report for the first 5.5 innings. And Shelton fails to get on top of the curveball to even the count at 2-2. Howes has been really good at the plate today. Was hit, popped up, had the sacrifice bunt, but has a good approach. You can really tell this is a guy that is a gamer and a quality hitter. That's up and away to run the count full. Payoff pitch to the leadoff man is swung on and missed, and Howes is out on strikes for the first time today. Comes Jared Comia, the two-hitter, center fielder. 0 for 3 for him today. Yeah, you were right. We had a situation where he was up with runners on earlier in the game, and the Knights have had his number here today. At least Wathen did. Squares to bunt, pushes it down the third base line. That is a beauty of a bunt, and safe at first is Comia as Bailey barehanded that ball. That was a beautiful bunt. That's the best bunt of the game by a mile, and Comia beats out Bailey's throw.
Yeah, and again, Bailey shaded it over just a little bit too far there. He was shaded over a little bit farther than what he is right now, towards the shortstop hole. Maybe thinking lefty pull, but that's a really nice played bunt there.
That's what I think, too. I mean, he set his feet and made a good throw. There's not a whole lot you could do as an infielder on that. Ball one on a curveball inside to Mathies, who stands in 1 for 3. A ground out, a strikeout, and a double for Mathies. He was thrown out at third trying to extend that double, but drove in 2 big runs in the top of the 5th inning. Now he lifts this ball in the back of the infield. Racing over is McBride behind the first base bag, and he calls off Bolin, who did not get a good read. He was still holding Comia on the bag. So McBride puts the squeeze on it for out number 2.
Yeah, and really good by the freshman pitcher for Norwell, Cade Shelton, to get the really good batter, Mathies, out.
Yeah.
And he's really not put too many balls in play today, besides the double off of Graf's glove, and even that, Graf would tell you he probably should have made that play.
First pitch swing and a miss to Kano. Well, in reality, no telling what happens in the 7th inning. But I don't know if it would have made a difference today. The Knights have had their chances, really. Another fastball, ground ball to the second baseman, and McBride has it go up his arm and into shallow right field, and Comia will go first to third. It's the game's first error, and I don't know if that took a funky hop or what, but it was a pretty well-hit ground ball by Kano, and now it puts runners at the corners. So the Knights let this inning kind of drag on a little bit more.
Third baseman.
Yeah, that was a hard-hit ball, but again, Luke McBride either catches a tough hop or doesn't feel it as cleanly, and it shoots up his arm. We didn't see quite what happened. I was more looking for him to make a play after that, but
makes just his 4th error of the year, and a first pitch strike to Adam Graham.
A couple extra pitches here for Cade Shelton coming.
Well, he's been defensively sure-handed. This Norwell team really has grown up a lot in that category throughout the tournament as well, because they certainly fought through their issues. They're going to try to steal home. Shelton throws to the plate, and it's late. And Jared Comia just stole home a double steal, and that's the mark of an inexperienced pitcher, as Cade Shelton gives up the first run of his varsity career. And he stepped off the well, actually, it's not an earned run, so I take that back. But Shelton stepped off the back of the rubber, was looking at second as Kano was running. He saw that because he's looking right at first, and Adam Graham came to the plate to make it 5-0.
As the backbreaker.
Oh, yeah. Another fastball hammered into deep left, racing back Wathen towards the track, He reaches out and he can't get there, and it drops in the gap. Kano on his way to second. He pulls in with an RBI double, and Hanover Central can feel it. They're up 6-0 in the 7th.
And that error looms large.
It does.
And larger and larger. I mean, that's a 2-run error. And from like you said, Derek, Luke McBride's been pretty sure gloved over there at second base. And
how about the gutsy call by Ryan Bridges? Put on a double steal with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Granted, you risk less when you're up 4-0. Here's a line drive to the left side, and that's through the infield, a base hit. Wathen fields it on a hop. They're going to try to score. Kano from second. Throw to the plate is not in time. Riley missed the tag, and it's an RBI for Cade Walker to make it 7-0. Adam Graham scores from second. Riley thinks he tagged him, and Zach Sliwa disagrees. And it's 7-0, and the floodgates have opened for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. That's a great throw there by Brett Wathen, and a great tagging effort there by Eli Riley to swipe at the runner. And
I think he missed it. It looked to me like he missed it.
That was close.
Granted, we don't have a great angle.
We didn't have a great angle, and I don't know if the home plate umpire had a great angle.
He had a pretty good angle. And the swipe looked to miss him from here. It's the 3rd run of the inning. First pitch strike to Zach Zykowski. And they have tacked on 3 unearned runs here in this 7th inning. A ground ball that was booted at second and has opened things up. A double steal and back-to-back big hits to left. And that pitch is flown foul and out of play. 0-2 to Zykowski.
Norwell hasn't really felt in this game since the 2nd inning when they gave up 2.
Right.
But this thing about baseball, and especially high school baseball, it's one of these innings that makes this thing look worse on the scoreboard than what it really was, all because of a couple stupid errors.
Breaking ball popped up into center, and cruising over is Luke Graff. Puts the squeeze on it to retire the side, and that will get the Knights out of the inning, but not before 3 big runs across for Hanover Central to likely put this thing out of reach. They're 3 outs away from a state finals appearance on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Hi, I'm Nathan from Shelton Financial Group. Our goal is to build long-lasting, deep personal connections with people like you. We want to help people who have worked hard, planned smart, so that they can live well in retirement. We believe money's a tool, not a solution. And that's why we take a different approach to helping people like you find financial freedom. Come visit us at our new location on the north side of Ossian in the old bank building. Feel free to contact me at 260-436-7006. Nathan Shelton, Investment Advisor Representative of USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Brett Mathias is searching for the complete game here for Hanover Central. They lead 7-0. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Norwell they fell behind early in the game, and Hanover Central has slowly added to their lead. Not to say that Norwell hasn't had their opportunities here today, because they have, but things have unraveled for this rather young group in the top of the 7th inning, and Hanover Central is looking to finish this thing off and a trip and a date to play Southridge, where they will be favorites next week in the state finals, which will take place a week from Monday or Tuesday. That's a little abnormal this year due to the Indianapolis Indians working around their schedule, so couldn't play on Friday, Saturday like usual. Brett Wathen, Crew Bustle, Luke McBride due up for the Knights, although we very well may see a couple of pinch hitters here from Dave Goodmiller. Wathen 1 for 2, a ground ball single up the middle, and an ugly-looking swing for strike 1. Mathias comes into the inning with 86 pitches, and he's in really good shape to finish this thing off himself. There is nobody in the bullpen, nor has there been all day for the Wildcats. They feel comfortable in letting Mathias roll this thing out. The strike 1 is a curveball that drops right in the zone for strike 2.
Yeah, and Mathias, besides Brett Wathen's single, has really had the number of these 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Knights today. And with Crew Bustle looming, looks to be considerably less stressful for Mathias to finish this game off.
Ball 1 to Wathen, a fastball outside. And the Knights have Put together 7 hits today and several scoring chances. Nothing has come to fruition. 1-2's in the dirt to even the count at 2-2. It's that time of the year where we get to thank all of our fantastic sponsors, as regardless of how this outcome is going to be, this was going to be our last broadcast of the year anyway. But really, the sponsors are what make this thing go, especially in a pandemic year. We started this year in the football season. The 2-2 pitch to Wathen is a breaking pitch on the outside corner called strike 3. 1 gone here in the 7th. But we started this year in the football season where there was very limited attendance at Norwell and very many other places. Actually, Norwell was one of the few places allowing any fans at all at the start of the football season. And we were happy to bring you those games. We had seen our viewership taken to levels that we've never seen before, albeit aided by a virus a little bit, but I'd like to think it was because of the production value. There's a curveball that hits the inside corner, a strike call against Crew Bussell, who is 0 for 2 today. But then we continued through basketball season. We faced the same kind of attendance restrictions, and we brought everything all the way to the semi-state. Big swing and a miss by Bussell to make it 0-2. Where the girls' season came to an end, we were at Mississinawa in Gas City for the paid broadcasts, where Norwell played for a sectional championship on the boys' side. Mississinawa captured their first crown in the sectional since 1954. Fastball just missed off the plate, 1-2. And that was the longest streak in the state, the longest drought in the state as far as sectional titles go that's ever existed in the state of Indiana. And Mississinawa broke that this year. We brought you that live on The Voice. 1-2 to Bussell, swing and a miss. He's down on strikes for the second time today. McBride is the Knights' last chance here in the 7th. And then here on baseball season, we got you here to semi-state at LaPorte. Happy to bring you everything through the tournament. Of course, the IHSA allowing us to do this free of charge here on YouTube today, so we're very grateful and thankful for that. But we've had a fabulous year. Josiah Leidig is going to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Knights. First pitch curveball in there for a strike call. Leidig is a junior who will be one of the few guys coming back as an upperclassman next year. 226 on the year. He was the starting first baseman for the better half of the first half of the year and takes ball 1 low. Cade Shelton kind of took over for him as the season progressed.
Yeah, at one point led the team in walks.
Yeah, he was near that category. Walks as much as he strikes out, a little bit more. The walk category, pops it up. This could do it. Shallow right. Here comes Cade Walker. He's under it. And Hanover Central wins their first ever 3A semi-state. And they have punched their ticket to the state title game next week. They beat Norwell 7-0 in comfortable fashion here today. A complete game by Brett Mathies to put this thing away. The Knights are shut out for the only time this season, and Mathies has gotten Hanover Central to the spot they want to be in, the #1 team in 3A. Dog piles in front of the mound here at Schreiber Field, and they complete their journey to the state championship. A little bit of unfinished business left to do. But anyway, just to kind of put final wraps on everything, we were happy to bring you coverage all the way to this semi-state as Norwell's season comes to an end today. But also thanks to everybody who's helped me throughout the course of the year, because that's also what makes these broadcasts happen. Baseball is easier to happen in a one-man format, but football and basketball are impossible, and I'm sure people get tired of listening to me all the time. So thanks for coming along for the long trip up to LaPorte. Thanks to all our sponsors once again. Most notably, Nick Huffman, who sponsored this game, as well as Heidi Automotive, American Mortgage, and Shelton Financial, who paid our IHSAA fees, as Hanover Central hoists the trophy in front of home plate here at Schreiber Field as they send their fans to Victory Field coming up next week. Don't know what coverage is going to look like next season, but football season is just around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. Trust me, as Norwell gets back into the swing of things in just a couple of short months as they open their season against Jennings County down at the University of Indy. Hopefully we'll be able to provide you coverage of that. But until then, before we speak again, hopefully I can see all of y'all before that. But if not, have a great rest of your summer. On behalf of Alex Howard, our entire voice crew, and our owners, Scott and Dale Metzer, I'm Derek Decker saying so long and God bless.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of high school sports on the Voice Enterprises. Remember, none of this would be possible without the continued support of our sponsors. Please use their services whenever possible, and when you see them, tell them thank you. Join us again next time on the Voice Enterprises.